Alright, welcome back everybody to Pikmin 2. We are in the Frontier Cavern area 2. So I've got 67 Pikmin left. So I lost about, 23 Pikmin so far, which isn't bad. I do have to watch out for these guys because for some reason, yeah, that's the reason why you watch out for them. Oh, they're cluster. Alright, well, he's very dangerous for that exact reason, is that his rock will just flatten my Pikmin, causing them to die. The rocks are also, they also seem to be Olimar tracking rock, so I have to be careful about that as well, because as they wish like that. See how that works? Now I'm down to 30 or so Pikmin. The homing rocks drive me absolutely up the wall. They will not explode until they either hit into another enemy, the wall, or I suppose if there's there's probably a time limit on how long they could be on the board after they're fired. So I can't imagine they would roll forever, but they roll for a long enough time to squish. Let's see here. I had 60, I'm down to about 30, so about half my Pikmin. Should still be okay. I've got some purple Pikmin here, I've got some red, I've got some yellow, I've got a little of everything except for probably white. I don't know if I have any white Pikmin left. At this point, they probably got flattened. But like I said, with the purple Pikmin, we should be able to lift pretty much anything that, you know, I don't know how to explain it. Anything that is about, you know, like regular weight, anything that's not like 101 or 102, we should be able to move. I haven't really ran into any, like, big heavy treasures since we got the globe. Done did a great job. The plan here is we're going to clean out the area before we go after Prezzies. Yep, there's all kinds of stuff to collect, all kinds of stuff to get. You can almost move that one all by yourself. That's great. There's another purple Pikmin. You can definitely move that. You guys should be able to pick this other one up. Nice. I've got both presents moving. Plus, they're kind of pushing the enemy towards the goal anyway, so that's good. And then, yeah, I'll re-grab these Pikmin, send them back to really actually pick up the dead corpses. Well, let's do... Yeah, we'll try to speed that up a little bit, I guess. I'm not sure how well that'll work, but... There and back again. A Pikmin, yeah. It's present, yay! This must be a Christmas themed area, because I got a Christmas bulb decoration. And I've gotten a stocking and a wrapped gift. I'll probably run into other stuff like a tree. Probably not a tree, but like something like a tree. Like a star put on the top of the tree, maybe lights. little light bulbs, the tiny light. Decorate the tree, maybe a little bit of tinsel. I don't know. What else goes in the candy? Candy's always good for Christmas. Little sweets in there. It's probably not well known enough to the Japanese, but it'd be pretty hilarious if you got like fruitcake, and it was like yucky, lucky, 1 coin. Some people like fruitcake. My dad liked fruitcake. I was never old enough when. What would happen is my dad's boss would give him a thing of fruitcake every year, and he would eat it over the course of roughly Christmas and what in the Catholic Church we call Epiphany, which would be when Jesus was I guess circumcised or brought to the temple for blessing. Anywho, so that'd be about a week or so after the New Year's. So I'd give you about 2 weeks to eat it. Otherwise, it would start going bad because that's what typically. I'm not going to say back in the day. That's typically what would happen. But your foods. I don't know if they had less preservatives in them then, or they had the same amount of preservatives as they do now. But that thing would last about 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then it would start to go rotten. Okay. All kinds of stuff to do. Trying to make sure that none of my guys die. One of the things I've noticed about some of these dives that I've been doing into these caverns is I seem to do better when I have less Pikmin than when I have more Pikmin. Like when I have 100 Pikmin, it seems like my Pikmin die. And when I have 30 Pikmin, I can just barely make it by certain things, 30 Pikmin, particularly with some purples, gives you some pretty big weight that you can move around. And then sort of the determination, well, I don't know if determination is the right word, definitely not. But the big thing is these guys right here, these big fuckers. The big fuckers eat all my guys. I'm kind of fucked. This guy particularly is really big and fucking dumb. Look how annoying that is. Alright, throw some purples at him. Eat my massive party of purple Pikmin. There you go, you're dead. Oh no, you're not dead. I thought you were dead. You're not even half health yet. Holy shit. Hey, what's your thoughts on bulb orbs that have leaves on their back like Pikmin? I don't know what to make of those because they feel like they are Pikmin, but in bulb orb fashion. I don't know if that makes them a unique type of enemy. Oh yeah, bells. I forgot about bells for Christmas. That's a good one too. But it's not a silver bear, it's a gold bell. That's okay. Speaking of silver bells, I found this out very late because I'm not really a big in terms of like, oh well, it's Thanksgiving, time to watch Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special. Oh, it's Christmas, time to watch Christmas specials. I watch them. I just don't watch them to like the degree that like everyone else. Oh, nope. Gotta sit down. We gotta watch these 5 things every year. It's tradition, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. I can do that with 1 or 2 of them. I like Charlie Brown. I think even though it's kind of a special in terms of its like overall story, it's tradition. What are you gonna do? I can't help that. But we do it. That's fine. It's like a half hour of my life every year. Okay, whatever. But I cannot watch the same stupid Christmas specials over and over again. Alright, to get to the point, I found out as I've not actually done any, like, it's a simple internet search nowadays, but I didn't know this. But Rankin Bass, who did the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and a number of other Christmas specials, whether they be animated or not animated, you know, like traditionally animated, or like some variation of like a stop-motion animation. They did one for the Silver Bells, which was the Little Drummer Boy 2. Now, the Little Drummer Boy is a very kind of tiny story that they somehow dragged into like a 20-minute special or something. The fact that you're going to do the same thing with Silver Bells is kind of, it was a little bit of a stretch for me. Even if it is I don't know anything about the if the storyline that Rankin Bass told is an actual story, I don't know it because I'm ignorant of those things. And in this day in the internet, I think of a lot of things to talk about in these episodes, but I don't usually think about them normally in the day. So the fact that this episode happens to be, oh look, the little ballboard dudes. Hey, ballboard dude. They confused this rose ballboard has fallen into the Pikmin. They appear to coexist peacefully. Strange, this ballboard has a leaf sprouting from its spine, like the leaf on the Pikmin head. That's weird. Anywho. Anyways, Rankin Bass, they made a number of things, some of which, again, like I said, I'm not 100% sure if they are was created by Rankin Bass or their storylines that already existed, that, you know, they just happened to adapt into a longer form animation. And I mentioned also that a lot of times I talk about stuff on these episodes, but I don't do any of the research. Well, I didn't expect to run into a Pikmin level that was Christmas themed, and then of course I'm talking about Christmas now, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of that where I didn't expect that. Now we're going to talk about it and blah blah blah. Oh my goodness gracious. Gemstar husband. That's weird. I don't even know what to make of that. That's the ring is clearly made of plastic. It's got the little cut thing in it, so it's a a one size fits all type ring. Where if you've got smallish fingers, it should fit on your hand perfectly. If you have larger fingers, it should expand the ring's diameter. So it should be able to fit any hand, pretty much. Obviously, it has a certain limit to it. I think it's called tinsel limit, where at a certain point you've moved it past the point where it can bend without breaking. Come on. That's just a big dumb thing we don't care about. We don't care about a big dumb thing. Yes, please bring me the bulb orbs. We're going to turn them into coins, even if they're only but 2. That's fine. I guess that makes sense. The grubs would be worth 1. The baby bulb orbs would be worth twice the number of a grub. And then, etc. Alright, we completed yet another level. Let's quickly come over here and we will dive down one more level. Hooray. So we have a nice balance right now of Pikmin. I've got 12 white Pikmin so they can dig up stuff that's underground. I've obviously got my purple Pikmin in case we run into something a little heavy, I guess. Yellows, reds, blues, you know, that sort of thing in case I run into something specific. Looks like this is a specifically... I don't know what this is. Electric. Yes, this is an electric area. Okay, fine. Everyone loves electricity. We'll just zip off my electric guys and use my electric guys to take care of all the electric guys, because that's all these guys are good for. Wait, it's a purple Pikmin area. But you aren't going to flip them over so you can squish them like that. Yeah, bounce your ass. Yeah, I don't want to accidentally get zip-zapped by some of these randomly occurring bugs, so we're going to slowly but surely take them all out. I know that two of those bugs have to be in somewhat close proximity to create the lightning bolt between the two. I'm not going to take any risks here, I'm just going to kill everything that I can. Until we figure out, have we gotten all the treasures? Yes. Have I explored every area? Yes. And now it's time to move on to the next level. Next sub-level, if you will. Alright, I have two stories here to finish off this episode, I guess. First story, nothing too new. This is something that we put up to a vote in my community about a year or so ago. And it looks like they're trying to amend the bylaws now in my community. Basically, they're trying to prevent, because I live in I live in a place that has townhouses and regular homes, and we're part of a homeowners community. And one of the things that we're concerned about, or the board is concerned about, is people coming in and buying up properties to rent as a form of investment. It's fine and dandy if you want to rent somewhere, but in the suburbs it's generally a frowned upon practice. Because the quote-unquote American dream is to, you know, have a job, be able to afford a house, a car, or 2 cars, and live comfortably, okay? You know, have some money left over to purchase things that you want to purchase, great. And due to the nature of a couple things, one of them being housing prices not, you know, wages not keeping up with housing prices, which I will still argue at this point in 2025 that the market's a little overinflated. and that the price of homes need to come down in a way, because I don't understand the appreciation other than if I have the money and I'm willing to spend the money, that's the value of a thing, you know, like if I have a expensive football, baseball, whatever you want to call it, rookie card, and the market says that it's worth $50, and I buy 10 of them and say that the market's now $100, well, unless there are enough copies to basically rebuke me and say, well, you say it's worth $100, but my 17 or 20 or 100 copies say that it's worth $50. You know? And in many ways, I feel like people are overpaying for houses. I had a house in my community up the street. It's not a very big property. It's big enough, I guess. If you're thinking about tiny homes, no, it's gigantic. If you're thinking about tiny homes, if you're thinking about, say, it's a split level, which means that basically when you go in the front door, you can either go upstairs or downstairs. Okay, the upstairs leads you to usually bedrooms, a living room, kitchen, what have you, and then there's a basement area that's usually finished, and that's what I mean by a split level. But yeah, there's a split level house that was for sale. It's about a block or two away from me where I live, and like I said, split level. It was 4 beds, 2 baths. I presume those are full baths. And then it had an attached garage, so instead of having the garage kind of built into the split-level basement, it was part of a separate... It's not really a separate structure, it's attached to the house, but it's kind of, in my estimation, it's kind of a separate structure because you're not losing any space by having the garage where it is. So... that definitely adds some value to the house. 2-car garage, like I said, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. I'd have to look up the spatial base of it to try and give you a better $500,000. $500,000. Holy shit! My parents, when they bought their house, like not 100 years ago, not 50 years ago, when they bought the bigger house that had 2.5 baths, 4 bedrooms. And lots of living space / yard space. They bought that house for like, I want to say $325. House is probably worth, if you were to sell it in today's dollars in my local market, you know, that house could probably go for. I honestly don't know how stupid people would be, to be honest with you. I mean, honestly, the value of the house should be probably close to $500,000, I would guess. But with the current market the way it is, you could probably get $750,000 to $1 million for the house now, just because people are willing to pay that ungodly price. You know. I mean, I get the fact that property's supposed to increase in value, you know. It's supposed to be a good investment asset, particularly if the community stays strong and vibrant, young, strong and vibrant, you know, where there are jobs for people to go to work, make a living, make a decent wage, come home, you know, buy bread and milk and pay the bills. At the end of the day, have money left over for home improvements, for fun stuff, vacations, what have you. But yeah, that house, I would not pay the house that's up the street from me. It's not a bad neighborhood because I obviously live in it, but I wouldn't consider this California. I wouldn't call this the Ritz. You know, this is not the wealthy area of Pennsylvania or Western Pennsylvania even. And for that house to go for that dollar amount, someone overpaid. That's what I think personally. I think someone overpaid very badly for that house. I don't know. But anyway, to get back to the point, we're basically trying to prevent people from coming in, buying the houses, and then renting them. We want only the people that live in the neighborhood to own houses, who are in the neighborhood to own their own property, so that they feel inclined to continue to spend money to not only take care of the property, but to hopefully improve it, increase the value, increase its surrounding property's values. Not that renters won't do that, but a lot of times you'll get a landlord that'll get lazy. They'll, do the necessary work they need to do to rent the property, and then they'll let it go until they have to rent it again. And a lot of times that causes an eyesore, particularly if the lawn isn't being kept up, or the siding starts to fall down, or in the case of my next door neighbor, the downspout falls down and they don't bother to fix it. So I get up on a ladder and fix it because the downspout's causing damage to my house. Anywho, I'm gonna cut the episode here. When we come back, we're gonna be on to sub level 5. So until then, I hope you guys all have a good one.